I got an idea. So maybe I had to leave home for my security, because she even promised to poison me out of the blue.
Really?
I had to run off, but I was carrying the metals, so I tried to let the metals go, and suddenly they fell over my ankle. They broke my ankle. I couldn't even run. I tried with one leg. The man told me that in the morning you're going to be burnt. I was shocked. I started regretting why.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back to another exciting episode, and welcome to Coffee with Evana, where real conversations meet real impact. I am thrilled to have my guest today because I know sometimes we do have perceptions of what we expect street children to be or which kind of behavior or personality they carry. But have you and I, have we ever sat down to think about the struggles they go through, the reasons as to why they had to adapt to the street life? My guest today is Kisakye Brian, a former street child, and he's going to break down every single question that we have had, telling us about the challenges they face, to how they get to overcome these challenges, and what perceptions that we do have that are not right, or perhaps are right. Thank you for tuning in, and let me welcome my guest, Kisakye Brian, to the show. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm so okay.
How do you feel? How do you feel generally being here? How do you feel?
I feel so blessed. Yeah, to the fact that I'm sharing something about the life of street, I feel so blessed. Yeah.
And just to also let you guys know, this is the first time you're ever sharing your story fully on an online platform. And it's because he wants to inspire and empower and make an impact. All right, so we could just dive into the conversation. Who is Kisakye Brian? When were you born? How old are you? And, just a background about where you grew up from.
Yeah, about me, my name's Kisakye Brian. Yeah, I was born in 1999 on 9th of November. Yeah, Panam, 25 years. A little bit about me. I was once at home like other kids. Yeah, I grew up with my dad. Yeah, my dad was a single dad because I remember my mom left me when I was only 4 months with my dad. So I grew up seeing my dad. Yeah, life was somehow, not until he got an idea of marrying another lady. So I was 9.
So did you ever find out why your mom left? Because you were young, I can imagine what went through your mind.
No, at the moment I didn't figure that out. I didn't really know. Yeah, I just found myself like, I just got to know that I grew up alone with my dad. Yeah, so I didn't dig about
you didn't
that.
Question.
Yeah, because my dad wasn't really good at explaining such. So I just played along with that. Yeah.
And did you have like any siblings that you grew up with, or
No.
are you an only child?
No, I grew up alone. For my mom and dad, I'm the only kid.
All right. So did you get an opportunity to study? Because I believe at 9 years you're already...
Yeah, I was studying, I was schooling, but my studies later turned out to be a mess after that lady was brought up at home. I didn't know why. I wasn't a bad boy, but I didn't know why the lady turned out to start hating me. So even my dad reached a time when he wasn't caring. So I started failing because he wasn't even focusing on my studies anymore like he used to do. He even sent me in village because they felt like I was disturbing the family.
Did you ever question or did your stepmom have kids?
No.
And she didn't have?
She didn't have. Of course, I didn't even have that idea of questioning because my dad was someone not even like really willing to give that explanation explanation to why, because he was somehow rude. He wasn't even caring, so they took me to village, and it's where I spent like 1 year after I came back to the city.
Why did they take you to the village?
It's the district called Luengo. Yeah, I overstayed there, and from there when I came back, the lady couldn't play along, like she wasn't willing to keep along with me. Yeah, to the extent that she started mistreating me. I even have a scar on my head. Yeah, I used to tell my dad about it, but he wasn't caring. So one day I was walking, yeah, in the streets of Boise over there, and I saw kids that seemed to be of my age, and they surprisingly they weren't living at their homes. Somehow I got an idea, like they made me, like according to the explanations they gave me, I got an idea, like I had an interest of living home like them, and I wanted to live home because I was feeling insecure.
And how long did it take you to realize that it's high time I go to the street? Was it after some years, months, weeks?
No, the moment I went to the street and I saw kids of my age, that's where I got an idea of living home. So it didn't even take many days. After going back home, of course, the lady was mistreating me every day, beating me up for no reason. So I got an idea. So maybe I had to leave home for my security, because she even promised to poison me out of the blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would she bravely tell you that? Why would she bravely tell you that?
Truly,
Why do you think she would just wake up one morning and say, I would want to poison you?
Truly, I don't know why, because I think it's natural. Ladies, the stepmoms always do that out of the blue. I don't know why they always make that hatred within themselves. Someone can just come there and like they always feel like the kid they find in the homes are somehow bad. I don't know why, but someone can easily say that I will poison you, you're bad, starts beating you up with no reason, because they always find us kids, like he can find you when you're 8. Of course, nothing you can do at that age, but there and then the hatred starts. So I don't know why.
Do you feel like children also trigger the stepmoms? Those stepmoms that do that, do you feel like children have things that they do that could maybe...
I think about that, on 100 it's like 9%. Yeah, there's the natural cause is not specific. Yeah, just out of the blue the hatred is just born. I wonder why, because most times they will find a kid, a child of even 7 years, not able, like a kid of 7 years can't have ideas of maybe misbehaving. Yeah, but you'll find when the mom isn't willing to play cool. Yeah.
Okay, but do you also feel like you mentioned, she did not have kids?
Yeah, the lady.
But do you think that could have triggered the fact that she didn't have kids? Because I believe if she had kids, it would be a different story. No,
I think it was natural.
Just a natural behavior within her.
I think when the lady, it's natural that when a single dad gets a wife, another wife to marry, I think as out of the blue, it just comes.
It's automatic.
Yeah, it's automatic, I think, because there's nothing to say. What should I say?
For me, I would think probably the men are not doing enough to protect their children in the families. I wouldn't attach it to protect, but maybe to communicate more with their kids, to just check up on you, like how your dad, probably he would be asking you often, how has been your day at home?
I think the daddy would be caring at the first moments, but basing that he's so interested now in the lady he's having, maybe the interest keeps on dying. Yeah, because I remember in the first days I used to tell him about me and he was caring, but
and he would react, or he would talk to her.
It reached a time when, because there is a day he came back when I'm bleeding. The lady has hit me up on the head. Yeah, I was bleeding. Blood was over my face, and I was like, Dad, I was there bathing, I did nothing, but the lady just came with a brush and banged my head.
Oh.
My dad he seemed to be caring. He was like, I'll take you to hospital, just that. But I expected
Oh,
something
you
bigger
expected
than that.
more to have that conversation with her.
But what was surprising is that the lady just came and started crying. He's lying, he's lying. But my dad didn't care. So from then I felt insecure because my only go-to person was my dad. But from the moment I saw him not caring, I felt so insecure. So I had to leave home for my security.
What about some of the other forms of mistreatment that she took you through? Could you maybe, one was the brush, hitting you with a brush on the head. What others? And maybe you could also talk about the street kids that you've interacted with, the different mistreatments that they do, they do face. You talked about the brush on the head, and you started bleeding. What are some of the other forms of mistreatment that happen behind closed doors?
According to the common, the
common mistreatments.
Yeah, according to my research, I always ask the people, the kids with whom I live there in our ghetto, and the common reasons are the lady, they deny them food. Yeah, even the fact that the lady can take over the dad, that thing, like when you feel like nobody's caring, yeah, that thing can even cause a kid to leave home. There's the thing of denying food, overbeating, yeah. Even living in a home when you know that someone is hating you for no reason makes you want to leave home.
Especially if you don't feel the security.
Yeah, if you're feeling insecure, you easily leave home. Like whenever a kid finds out that there's where he can live without being blamed or mistreated, the kid will just leave home.
A lot of things happen behind closed doors, and as parents, probably we haven't had deeper conversations with our children, or everyone experiences whatever they experience, and we are not here to judge anyone, but we are here to educate the audience of what really happens to kids like him. I would also like to ask, how did that mistreatment affect you growing up as a child and just in your general life?
Yeah, of course, the mistreatment, like I was always misfitting. Like whenever I was at school, some days I could hear the kids talking about how they are treated well. Like for me, the person who was mistreated, I started misfitting everywhere I go.
So Brian, how did you finally leave home to go to the streets?
So after being aware that there's somewhere I can live with my age mates, somewhere that seemed safer. No, I had I wasn't to take a long time making myself up. Yeah, of course I had to just leave because I had found somewhere safer. So, I went back at home. Of course I felt like I was to miss my family, my dad. But reaching there, I felt like, after all, nobody cares. Let me go. Yeah, so there's an evening I just left home. They had sent me for something at shop. Yeah, but the money they had given me, I just felt like this was going to help me at my start. So I just went at the streets in the evening and I found my boys already there. So they were watching a movie along this.
You had made friends already, your boys?
No, I was calling them my boys because they were the people with whom I was to live. So, of course, I went there and I found them along a street watching movies on these movie libraries. So I had to join because I was even more interested in watching movies because at home you couldn't even touch the remote. Yeah, so we watched some movies and I waited to see how do they make it at night. How do they make it to find something to eat? So I kept around. So when it reached at night, yeah, like when it clocked late at night, the library had to close. So I just kept around to see how we had to do it. Yeah, so I saw them like they had to collect some boxes. The boxes, there's even these polythenes. Yeah, of course we had to lay them down for a bed, just
Okay.
yeah, on the verandas of these closed shops. Yeah, so I saw that that's the way we had to sleep. So on the eating thing,
didn't it really scare you? Like,
of course, the first day you have to be somehow nervous.
Yeah, thinking about the security.
Yeah, because we were totally out of house. Like we were to sleep outside. Imagine sleeping on a veranda of the shop. But it was the only thing left to do. So after realizing that that's the way we were to do that, I just, let me see, maybe I'll soon play along. So on dealing with the eating thing, I kept around to see, and what we had to do to find some eats. We had to go collect some, like after the vendors have left working, they throw some leftovers, like the rotten fruits, avocados, watermelons, yeah, fruits like apples. So that's what we had to eat. So I saw them collecting, and I had to collect too, basing that it was the only thing to do. Yeah, it was really so discomfortable for me because I was used to eating normal food, home food. But I ate, basing that I was hungry. Of course, I like ekiwulekikawo and nkyogerako.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Brian, I'm so sorry for what you went through. I'm so sorry for what you went through. Okay. That is unimaginable. I can never imagine as a mother, my son waking up and he has no home. He has no home. So sometimes we build all these perceptions of what a street child is, what kind of life they have to go through, but it's not easy. And also, just to let you, our viewers, know, this story has taken Brian quite some time. He really wanted to be on the show, but he wanted to be ready. So please, we'll take it slow, step by step, but he is not where he wants to be yet, but he wants to inspire someone out there and just let all of us know that things happen. Brian, we are so sorry for what you went through, but we are here to support you in whatever way we can, and we know we have an amazing audience that will come through. So I believe, like you mentioned, life was hard, and you faced numerous challenges. What are some of those challenges that you and your friends faced on the street, living on the street, growing up on the street?
Yeah, it was like we really faced a lot of hardship. Like, it's not that whenever we went to collect like the things to eat, it's not that they had to be there always. So some days you could go and find nothing, so you had to sleep. Yeah, and even the boxes, they weren't there every day, so you had to lay down on a floor. Yeah, because it was the only thing to do. And even we were so insecure. Yeah, whereby the elder boys could even come and beat us up, like to bully us, like even take our little earnings.
The older boys who had been on the street for longer.
Yeah, they could even take you, like they could take you for like to batutwalanga abatusingako ng'asobola okutwala n'omukolerayo ebyayagala. Nga yafunamu, sobola okutwala nga alina ebintu byayagala omubbire, yakankireete bwe ntyo. Ye gy'atya kati, basing that you know nothing about that, you could just go pick the things. Yeah, on the way you can even get arrested or even beaten up. Yeah,
because automatically it reflects that you are trying to steal.
Yeah, out of your awareness. We had to leave the friends with whom we were living to get a far place. We had to even scatter. We couldn't even sleep together alone anymore. Yeah, so some of the kids went and started living in. There are some butcheries that are not always closed, working. And some of the kids went and started sleeping under these container shops. There's always a space under, so they could just push inside there and sleep.
What about, did you ever ask for money? Because usually we see street children asking for money from people.
For us, we never done that. Like, we always survived on our own. Yeah, we never done that. It's not even existing in a place from where I used to live at that age. I had never even seen that. So we used to live just the way life was taking us.
What about the when you went back home, you talked about your dad coming to pick you up, to take you back to school.
Yeah, for some of the kids like me, after being missing at home for quite a long time, it reaches a time when the people you left home start missing you. Like, somehow they feel pity for you. Like my dad, it reached a time when he started feeling uncomfortable living at home when his son is out. Yeah, so he started looking for me, even hired some people to look for me. I wasn't aware of that. So one day I was watching some movies along the street. Someone captured me there, and then I wasn't aware of that, and he took me to my dad. But it wasn't mattering because I had already adopted the situation, the hard situation of living out.
Did you also tell him the reason as to why you left home in that moment? Because I feel like that would have been a good opportunity for him to know.
No, I didn't, because of course he was aware. Because I knew he had already, of course he knows the lady he had at home, but I felt like it wasn't mattering. He even forcefully took me back home. So basing that I had an interest at least going back at school, I just complied. Yeah, so
did you start from primary, secondary, when you went back to school?
Going back to school, I was still young, because by the moment my dad married that lady, I was in P3. I'm not remembering, but what I remember is that when she came, everything started falling apart. So I don't remember that class.
Interest for school.
I don't remember that class, but I used to go back at school. But she was even envying that. She didn't.
When you came back, she was still envious that you were.
She didn't want me to get any service from my dad.
Wow.
But for me, I had already given up home. So whenever I felt like whenever I felt insecure or annoyed of something, I could just go back. Somehow I felt safe and free. That's why whenever I couldn't even finish up the whole term, I would just leave the school and go back to the friends I was having, because I felt like they were way better than the family I was having at home, because we were passing through a hard situation together. They felt like brothers.
They were family.
Yeah, we had a family because we supported each other. Yeah, it reached a time when, like, one of you could get sick. Of course, you can't even look for what to eat, but you had to go collect the things we always eat, take to him until the time when he recovers. Yeah, you keep on running.
What about her children? Did you get time to just bond with them?
No.
Did they introduce them to you that you are their elder brother?
No, that she wasn't even like, of course, she was making the kids hate me for no reason. Yeah.
I'm always hearing about organizations, foundations that come take pics of children on the street. Did you have any organizations that came through maybe to your rescue? or by chance someone holding your hand to go back to live a good life?
Yeah, like at the time when I was still young, I never saw that, but not until when I started growing up. Like when I left the ghetto I was living in, I went to another one, basing that you're not even. It's not that you have to be in a specific, like the place, one place, because knowing that your dad has already, someone is looking for you. Of course, you have to switch places.
Okay.
Yeah, but one day I left the place I was living in, so I was even growing up, because I wasn't even aware of the work and some living, but getting aware and getting new friends that could teach me how to work, I left the street I was living in, went to another ghetto. That's where I came, like I got aware of the organization you're talking about. Yeah, of course they came, took some pictures, they started promising a lot of things. Yeah, but out of on the percentage, like I'd say that 20% of the organization that do come in ghetto really do as they promise. Some of them are after money. They come take some pictures, they make you seem before the people who give them money. They make you seem vulnerable. Yeah, so
they
after
use your pictures to portray
so
with their own intentions.
after getting the money, you never see them again, not until when it reaches a time when they want money again. And an organization that always took us for football. Yeah, they were so promising, like, we are going to make you big footballers. I wasn't even interested, so I felt like this could change my life. I had to take part. We could walk a long journey to where the organization was staging. Yeah, they could give us food, play soccer with them. We could even see some whites around, making us so interested and hopeful that our lives are gonna change. But after getting some money, they disappear.
They
little that pay.
disappear.
Yeah, you never see them again, not until when it reaches a time
when they need to come back.
Because maybe somehow it had become it's a business maybe. So one day, as a way of surviving, we woke up like always, we had to go collect some metals, like to steal. So there's a garage within, we entered and started collecting the metals. I wasn't aware of the security guard, so I just felt a stick flying over my head. I was carrying the metals. But
where did the stick come from?
I don't know. But the guys with whom I was, they just ran off to save life. So I was shocked. I was like, really? So after a stick passing over my head, I had to run off. But I was carrying the metals, so I tried to let the metals go. And suddenly they fell over my ankle. They broke my ankle. I couldn't even run. I tried with one leg, but the man captured me. Yeah.
Did they torture you for stealing from them?
The man really gave me, he gave me a hard time. I was like, boy, you're going to be burnt. I was shocked. I started regretting, why did I join these guys?
But it's because you didn't know that you thought it was.
I wasn't aware, because for them they told me that no one is around. We are so wise, you can't even get arrested. So
and that day it was you.
Man, they arrested me. The man told me that in the morning you're going to be burnt. So I was feeling like, had I had someone to tell my last words, I could say them off, but I was alone.
No one.
So I sat down and relaxed, waiting for my day. So the men came in the morning, but as you know, I wasn't using something like the intoxicants. The way I was looking like maybe I was on street, but living like someone who's not a thief. Yeah, maybe it was God's grace.
You have that innocent face, we can also see it. You could get away with anything.
The man just told me that. But the ladies, of course, the moms, let me say the moms, They were like, but this boy seems not to be a thief. Spare his life. And I was there. So the man told me that, go. He didn't even ask, like he didn't even bother to ask where the other ones were. I ran. My ankle was still hurting, but I ran like I was okay. Yeah. So
you ran like you were okay.
I went back to our base, the place we are living. I found them. They were like, man. They told me that we are busy here eating our last food because all we expect is you to come with the police officers. And I told them, no, I'm alone. They've left me.
And you told them what had happened.
Yeah. So I asked them to narrate how it is, the way it is. And they told me that it's normal. They always capture us. It was really hard, but that's the only way. Like I felt, I started hesitating from there. But I was like, how do you manage to go back and still yet you're knowing that it is risky? I wasn't aware that they had already gotten this habit, like intoxicants, the use of them. There's this, how do they call njaga? Njai, I know it in Uganda. So they were making use of it. Somehow it gave them boldness. They weren't even hesitating to do a thing after making use of it. So they told me that tomorrow you have to go get the money again. You have to keep hustling, pushing. So use this. And for me, somehow I feel like, no, I can't.
Was there something? How did you not try it out?
No,
because they say it is irresistible.
I had no reason to why, but I just felt like I wasn't to use it. So they told me that let's go back. Of course, we kept on going. Yeah, but I felt more insecure. So I felt like maybe I should depart from them, because I feel like maybe the other time I was spared, but next time they could ban me. Yeah, so I looked for another place within to live. So I shifted from the ghetto I was living in and went to another where I found that the kids of there, they had already collecting scraps, but not like the one we were collecting. Because for us, we were just stealing metals. For them, they were collecting bottles. They were cheap. It was somehow harder, but I had to play along for my safety.
Survive and safety.
Yeah, but now, the boys I used to steal with whom I used to steal metals, but now they are even deceased.
Really, they died?
Yeah, because they kept on stealing for a living. So at first, one was burnt and the other one was beaten up. So it even made me like to keep in that area. I feel like I should depart from those behaviors. So yeah, I had to keep in the new place I was living. That's where I even got to see these organizations. Yeah, I wasn't even aware that there are some organizations made to give some hand to the kids on the street.
And which organizations which organizations reached out to you?
We had a lot of organizations that seemed to help, but really not that they weren't all willing to give a hand. Some were using us for their own benefit. A lot of organizations came and took pictures. They could trap our interest with some its fruits and some the bowls, some interesting things. Yeah, take pictures, and after they disappear out of place. You don't see them anymore, not until they were interested in getting some money again. But there's a guy we met called Mr. Andrew, and he was really like, he had a lot of interest of changing our lives. He had nothing by then, but he was so devoted on helping us. So we started with him. He tried to give us some parental hope, because we were lacking that. Many of the kids turn out to be bad guys because of the lack of that.
True.
Yeah, so he told us about his story. He had lived on a street for some time, so maybe we feel like he's somehow a brother because he knows
He was
something
relating
about.
with your stories.
Yeah, he wasn't empowered. He had nothing, but he with him we made an organization. Yeah, Creative Generation Foundation. Yeah.
And what does it do, the organization?
So he told us that it's not the other people, like it's not about other people making organization to help. It's about us being creative. So he told us that he's making a creative generation. He told us, like he gave us some hope of maybe we can later on turn out to be some people, good people. So he told us that we had to be creative, of course, and basing that the first generations of the street kids were bad people. Yeah, so he told us that we are making a better generation. So we made it Creative Generation. He was always he always improvised on how to get our lives better by finding some people who always offered some things like clothing, food. Yeah, plus the people who always came and give us some hope. You know, hope is so crucial. Yeah. So it's the person we've always been with. Yeah.
So what are some of those things that you do at Creative Generation?
In Creative Generation, we mostly do art. Things are related to art, like furniture, art and design. Yeah, some things like that. But mostly in carpentry. Yeah, and we've already started doing some things like tables, like even all household carpentry we do.
Carpentry, furniture, TV stands. If you would like to support Creative Generation, please come through. And of course, the space that we are hosting the show at is Design Connect, which is part of Creative Generation. So everything you see here is made by the young generation of creatives. So please, when you support Design Connect, you are supporting the Creative Generation Foundation. So how many children are in Creative Generation? You can maybe estimate for us.
The number is not specific, based on that we are so welcoming to the people who keep on coming. Yeah, it's not a specific one because we even work upon taking some kids back. So we grow, we decline, we grow. That's how it is.
What do you do at Creative Generation Foundation? Because I believe you are one of the older members of the organization. And how are you inspiring the younger children?
At the moment, in the organization, I'm currently the project officer. Like I always work on, like whenever Creative Generation, like whenever we're having some people who are willing to go see the ghetto, I always work on that. I go collect my people, like organize them and tell them on how they should be welcoming the people. Like I always direct them on how to do, plus welcome the guests. I always make them feel at home because some of the people are always like in the ghetto, maybe our phones are gonna be taken or what. So I always deal with that.
Is it also easy to, for example, some of the habits that you developed while on the street? I believe it's a gradual process to unlearn those behaviors. What are some of the things that probably Uncle Andrew did, or that you learned and you had to talk to yourself, no, I cannot do this anymore? How is it? Is it easy for street children to just change?
No, it's such a long story. Like you can't even just change someone. Like it's a long story. Some of the people just can't change. Yeah.
There are some that didn't change.
Yeah, like of course I was once a bad guy. Yeah, because of a situation I was living in. Because we are even surrounded by bad people who had already lost the hope. Of course, there's even the older people, the older guys. Yeah.
So it's not easy for someone to change. It just takes...
It takes a lot of time because with Uncle Andrew, with Mr. Andrew, many of their lives were changed. Like even me, because I had adopted. Like I'm feeling free to say this. Like we like I always saw some of the guys getting money easily. Basing that the only way we had of earning a living was collecting scrap. So it reached a time when, like when you grow, you start feeling like it is so ashaming. I should find something cleaner than this. So, but it's what I kept on doing because we had nothing to do. But some of the guys had already got a way of surviving. So I was like, how do you get money? But I saw them whenever it clocked at night, they move out. They come late in the night. I wasn't aware of the things they were doing, but they seemed somehow they had some money. They weren't broke like us. So I felt like maybe I should get in. So I told them like, what do you do? They told us, man, you can't manage this. Yeah, for us we go, we get some funds from people. You know, they call themselves takers. It's one of the names.
How do you
takers?
Takers.
And
what about like, in Luganda? How do they
of
call
course
themselves?
About let me tell
no, like do they call themselves takers? Or
yeah,
they have, like,
it's not that they always speak English, but in the ghetto, once you hear the name taker, it is just like that. Okay. Taker, calfist. You know someone who is a calfist. You know this is a calf.
A calf.
So someone who is a calfist.
Oh.
Yeah. So
they hit you. Huh?
So that So I used to go. Like one day I was taken along with them. It was in a lockdown. They just told me to follow after them. So we went. Like I had nothing to do for survival. We went. I was so scared because it was the first time. But I was so shocked of the things they do. They could just find you with a phone. They punch you. They knock you out. And they take the phone. At the first day I was just looking because I was carried beyond.
It was a new experience.
Yeah. But of course I had to man up.
And a risky one.
Yeah. But I wonder, they were so skilled because the leader always told us, don't run, keep in a line. You punch someone, you knock someone out, you take the phone, put it in a pocket. Then you go back in the line, you start walking like soldiers. So it was really so scary for the people. No one could even bother to follow you up. Yeah.
Wow.
And after, we went back. Of course, they have some people, there are some people who are always ready to pay off the stolen funds. So maybe somehow it was so it felt somehow comfortable because I could at least get a smartphone without buying it.
So you also punched some people once in a while? Or cuffed?
Like truly, I always tried to play smart. I never punched someone, but in our group I was the smartest, whereby I could just stand there. Like basically that I was schooling.
Oh,
so I tried to apply some knowledge, academic knowledge. I felt like
you started working smart, not working hard.
I was because I could just tell them that, do you see that guy? Yeah, do act. They were somehow more hostile than me. I couldn't bear the risk. Do you know, like?
But you would tell who has what you needed, a phone
somehow,
or?
I had I somehow got the knowledge of that. I even surpassed them because they could do action, but for me I was just there like, do you see someone? Yes, they will call it that. Where you're playing, should I say careless? Yeah. So
wow,
we could go there, and I was walking in the midst of the line, so they could just grab the phones and bring them over. I was somehow smart. I could just stay there and then reboot the phone in order for someone not to call. Basing that some phones were having some passwords, I could keep on rebooting the phone so that someone doesn't call.
Because some of them
So when I get some space, I unpin the line out. Yeah, we used to do that, but somehow I was hesitating because I felt like, man,
it's not what.
Why would you punch someone for the phone he bought for himself?
They had that conviction.
Somehow I was even so religious. It wasn't so
the religious
good.
aspect.
Yeah, like it reached a time when these guys turned out to be serious thieves, whereby they could even go in jam, the traffic jam. A brother, let me call him a brother, surprised us. Like he went and opened a door, a passenger side, and entered like someone who was being called in. Like the lady was in the car and was like, really, who is you? The guy took everything.
Wow.
But they had a way of giving you that fear. Because imagine someone just entering your car. The guy could just rob the lady when the lady is watching without even running. After he closes, let's go. It
was a lot.
Yeah, but it reached a time when I was feeling insecure. I had to leave that job. Somehow, maybe God was caring. Somehow I felt a voice in me saying that, watch out.
Yeah.
But for me, I just said, God, I can't stop doing this. But help me, let it not be me. They are going to arrest, because I had reached a time when I was having some blades within my pocket, just for security, because I wasn't good at punching. I didn't want that. For security, but I had them that once they grab me, I cut you off. Yeah, so that day I stopped doing that. We went like a normal day. We were in Ntinda, a place, on a hotel. So they robbed a guy, gave me the phone. It was Techno Pop 3. I kept it in my phone. The boy just kept submissive there. Take the phone. But after he went and called for a bigger man, a Masichula guy, he came and started punching everyone. I just crossed the road and I played like I'm not part. But I wonder the way the guy observed me. Maybe you are part. The guy just wanted to punch me, so I gotten my blades out. I didn't want what I did, but I had to cut his fingers for my security. So he brought a punch and I got them out, put them here like horribly, and I cut the man. I even cut my hands. So I wanted to run, but the phone I was having just came out of my pocket and it fell down. I couldn't pick it up. I just wanted to run for my life. Then I was like, this is what God was saying. Let me just leave.
Let me just stop.
So I worked with 2 of my boys. We were on our way back home. So I was saying, like, I felt like, let me leave this. But when I was going back, I felt like, no, we shouldn't go back empty-handed.
You had to do one last.
Yeah, we found 2 cars fetching each other. Like the man we are trying to jump, like, do you know jumping the cars when it can't ignite? Yeah. Or jumping.
Oh, jumping the car.
So the man was like, can you give us a hand? I told one of the boys, if you're feeling shy, if you can't manage this, stay apart. So the boy was with whom I was like, let us just punch them. I was like, no, they are going to give us their phones in a wise way. I went there. The man told me that, help me get there, like help me jump there, and I was like, it's not working. Like, no, bro, that is, it's not gonna work. Just leave it. Call your mechanic. And the man was like, I don't know the place. I can help you. The man gave me the phone, and I gave my brother the signal, get the other phone. I was like, mechanic, vichi. So I ran. Started off with the phone, yeah. The bad luck was like, when I ran, the boy I had left behind came along, but the boy I was with was captured. They got him. Like we started that day when we were 7, but we went back 2. Yeah, so I had to keep the phone I was having. So when I reached back home, I felt so insecure because the room was nearly empty. Yeah, so I started getting out, like, we are so afraid. Where are the others? So in the morning, Uncle Andrew, Mr. Andrew show up and he was like, where is someone? Where is this one? Where is this one? So they suspected us to be doing that. So they told us to bring the phone, and he went to the prison where I expected the boys to be. So he went and rescued them. And he was like, do you see, you're being such a bad boy. So I had to leave that.
So you stopped completely from that.
Yeah.
And
the habit I didn't get into was making use of intoxicants, yet many of the boys did. Yeah, for me, but the habit I had gotten was that theft. But from then I left that.
And when you started making the artwork at Creative Generation, did you feel fulfilled? Did you feel happy?
Yeah, I felt like, of course, many of the people came and tried to teach us some art. It made us feel something like we are good people. Like, at least some people do cared. Whereas no people cared. Like, people used to regard us as thieves, bad people. Yeah, so at least some people cared. So a lot, like many of us decided to take part. Yeah, and it's really benefiting us today.
And what about the community where you guys grew up or were raised? How did they, when they saw you on the street and now you're here making fine pieces of art, were they supportive?
A few people did. A few people were caring, because we were living at an old lady's place. Yeah, there's a place we used to live. So let me say, most of the people regarded us as thieves. Yeah, they didn't want us, but after doing some art, many people reached out to give some help. Many people brought up things like clothing, and we didn't share them like just for the street kids. We shared them with the kids who live in a community, plus the people themselves. So somehow we started being valuable people in the places where we used to live. Yeah.
And ever since then, how, as an individual, as you, have you been able to get some jobs? Do people call you to maybe work here and pay you? Yeah. Do they trust you?
But now I'm a changed person. Like I don't even make some, like, people always give me some opportunities to work, because now I'm not having a bad background. Since I tried, I complied with the ideas that were brought to me by Mr. Andrew. Yeah, of course he was like, you shouldn't be bad people. This is how you should do, and I complied. So now I'm really standing good chances of working. Yeah.
And you've worked with different people already?
Yeah.
Or you're still looking for more work?
At the moment, yeah, I'm still yearning for more works. Of course, I have to keep pushing. Yeah, it's really for me to change the lives of the people I'm leading over there without my life being changed.
Yeah.
Because you can tell them, like, you know what, bear some hope, life is going to change, and they're like, what have you done? Your life isn't changing. What are you telling us?
Okay. So how did the life on the street shape you into the person you are today?
The life on the street, like, it made me really a hard guy. Like, I can at least withstand a lot of hardship, because it was really hard growing up there. Somehow I feel like mutant. I'm so differing from the people who have really grown at home. Yeah, I could withstand a lot. Yeah, I'm so thankful that though I grew up there, I decided to be a good guy, but still should I call it resistant? I thank God that I grew up there, because I couldn't even stand a chance of knowing how it is right there. And I don't even regret being there. Yeah, but now I can at least tell my story. I can use my experience to help the people who are really interested in knowing how it feels like. And I can even be a teacher to the kids, the young kids over there, and I can give them a way, like, direct them on how to behave in order to keep to be good people in future, not be bad people. Yeah, you can. Yeah, something like that.
So I have 2 final questions. One is, how is your relationship now with your dad? Maybe with your stepmom as well.
My relationship with my dad right now, like, he always calls me up, like, he's like, my son, I want to live with you, something he wasn't even caring about when I was still young. So it is really somehow hard for you, just from the, like, getting an idea, like getting an interest of being home, because I really didn't grow up there. So I feel like I can't go there, but he's my dad. Of course, I have to communicate with him. I do care, but I have grown on street, and they are even having more kids by now. So I feel like I'm misfitting. I can't be there. Yeah.
But you do talk once in a while.
Yeah, we always talk, but when I go back, I don't feel at home. Though we talk. For the stepmom, let me say, I'm not hating her. After all, she made me pass through what I'm not regarding as something bad at the moment, because I'm a grown up now. I don't really care about her, but I'm not having a...
You don't hate her at the same time.
I don't hate her, because at least she has even given me some brothers and sisters. Though the relationship is a little, but I'm so happy that she's taking care of my dad, at least. For the people who are ignorant about the street kids, like, for the people who know nothing about the street kids, whenever they hear about that, someone, like, they are even worried, thinking that they are all robbers. Of course, some are. Yeah, I won't deny that. The kids who are led astray, some people became like they are thieves or what. I can't say that they are not there, but it's not that everyone is like that. Yeah, you'll find some places when the way they are living, it's like a family. Yeah, having, like, whenever the kids get the chance of being led by someone who cares, you can really grow up in a family, like, you, like, in, like, even having some good, like, the behaviors when they are good. Like, what I'm trying to say, that not everyone is bad there. Many kids are there willing to be changed, just they haven't stood a chance of getting some people to give hand. The street has told me that, like, it has taught me that maybe had I grown at home, I would be ignorant about the hardship. Like, people really do suffer there, and I'm so grateful that I've been in it, because it has made me aware that many people do need help. Yeah. Like, as you're eating, someone has not ate. As you're sleeping well, someone is sleeping out. Yeah, like, as, like, when you're living in a good life, someone is living the opposite. So it has made me aware that I should always be there, bearing in mind that I should work hard. Like, I should give a hand. I should look for some people to give hand, because really, kids and other people are not living in a good life.
To always give a helping hand.
Yeah, like, helping should be my sixth sense. Yeah.
And it should be ours too.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Brian, for sharing your story. We know there's been a lot of emotions going on, but thank you so much for
understanding.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's such a privilege hearing about it, and, you know, for our audience as well. And to our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Coffee with Evana, and of course, click on the notification bell. Until next time, bye.